Hello students, we are studying a chapter measurements and motion. In the last class, we have studied about rest, motion and types of motion. In the types of motion, we are going to discuss about three types of motion in this module, that is translational motion, types of translational motion and rotational motion. So coming to translational motion, a type of motion in which all parts of an object move the same distance in a given time is called translational motion. As for example, car moving on a road, a child going down a slide, a bird flying in the sky. Even when we are walking on a road, that is also a translational motion. Why? Because if we are walking on the road, all parts of our body move the same distance in a given interval of time. So it will be a translational motion. Here this car is moving on the road. So each part of this car covers the same distance in a given time. That's why it is a translational motion. So what is translational motion? That type of motion in which all parts of an object move the same distance in a given interval of time is called translational motion. A bird flying in the sky is also a translational motion. Why? Because all parts of the bird's body cover the same distance in a given time. So it will be a translational motion. Now coming to the types of translational motion. There are two types of translational motion. One is rectilinear, second one is curvilinear. Okay? I think in maths you have studied about rectilinear. Rectilinear means when anything which is in a straight line. Rectilinear motion. Now coming to the rectilinear motion. When an object in translational motion moves in a straight line, it is said to be in rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion means if any object is in translational motion. Translational motion means all parts of the object covers same distance in a given time. So here in rectilinear motion, when an object in translational motion moves in a straight line, then at that time it is said to be in rectilinear motion. As you can see in the picture, your car is moving on a road and it covers a straight path. So this is a rectilinear motion. It is a type of a translational motion. But in translational motion, it is a rectilinear motion because all parts of the object covers same distance in a given time and it follows straight path. That's why it is a translational motion and also it is a rectilinear motion. Now coming to the other thing, that is curvilinear motion. Curve means that is this type of structure, that is curve line. So curvilinear motion means when an object in a translational motion moves along a curved path, it is said to be in curvilinear motion. If any object, here these persons are just moving on the running on track. So here all parts of this person covers the same distance. So it will be a translational motion. And why it is a curvilinear motion? It is because it follows the curved path. Therefore, it moves along a curved path. That's why it is a curvilinear motion. As you can see in this picture also, when the car is taking a turn, it covers a curved path. That's why it is a curvilinear motion. So when any vehicles move on a road, then at that time all parts of the vehicle cover the same distance. So it will be a translational motion. But in this picture, as you can see, it covers a curved path. So it is a curvilinear motion. And also when these athletes are running on the track, they cover a curved path. They run on a curved path. That's why they are in curvilinear motion. So curvilinear motion means when an object in translational motion moves along a curved path, it is said to be in curvilinear motion. So there are two types of translational motion, that is rectilinear and curvilinear. Rectilinear means covers on a straight path. Curvilinear means moves along a curved path. Now coming to rotational motion. Rotational motion, when an object moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time, it is said to be in rotational motion. As you can see in the picture, in this rotational motion, this fan is in rotational motion. Merry-go-round exhibit rotational motion. Windmill also exhibit rotational motion. How? Because here these objects moves about an axis. This one is the axis of the fan. Here this one is the axis of the merry-go-round. This one is the axis of this windmill. And these plates are moving along this axis. Also these are moving along this axis. And these blades are moving along this axis. So when an object moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time. Here in this case, each and every part of the fan covers different distances. And here also the different parts cover different distances. Here also different parts cover different distances and they moves along its axis. So that's why it is a rotational motion. Rotational motion means when an object moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time, it is said to be in rotational motion. While in curvilinear motion, all parts of the object covers the same distances and it follows a curved path. While in rotational motion, when an object here moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time. So don't confuse between rotational and curvilinear motion. So it is said to be rotational. So in rotational motion, things which we have to understand that it moves about an axis, object moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time. So here this fan exhibit rotational motion, merry-go-round exhibit rotational motion, windmill exhibit rotational motion. So today we have studied about translational motion. Translational motion is such type of motion in which each and every part of the object covers the same distance in a given interval of time. And also we have studied about types of translational motion, in which we have seen two types of translational motion, that is curvilinear and rectilinear. Curvilinear motion in which the object covers a curved path, this goes through the curved path. While in a rectilinear motion, the object moves along a straight path. Okay, that is the curvilinear and rectilinear motion. And also we have studied about rotational motion in which an object moves along its axis and each and every part of the object covers different distances in a given interval of time. That is known as rotational motion. So assignment is there in this module only. As you can see, the questions are there which is based on what we have studied right now. Go through these questions and try to solve it. Thank you.